Hello and welcome to Sean Walker Art. I'm Sean Walker with another quick art tip. This one covers the elements of colour, so sit back, relax and hopefully learn something new. There are two terms that are used to define colour. The first is the hue, which describes the shade of the colour. So when we say, oh, the colour of the car over there is red, we could say its specific hue is Coca-Cola red. The second term is the chroma. As mentioned in my last video, chroma is the intensity of the hue from full saturation to grey. Another factor to consider when looking at the elements of colour is the colour's given value. Typically, value is split into 9 or 10 separate levels. As we can see from the samples of value, the value's darkness increases from 9 to 1. Here we can see the name of the values, from white to black or fully lit to fully dark. Let's move on to the peak chroma value. Peak chroma value describes the fact that any particular hue reaches its own greatest chroma level at a particular value. On this graph, the value level is indicated on the vertical axis, while the chroma is on the horizontal axis. Blue peak chroma levels occur when the value of the blue reaches the darker end of the value scale, at around the value of 4 to 1. Yellow's peak chroma level is very different, however. It happens at the value level 9, so when it is very light. Remember, chroma is the intensity level of the hue. Local colour. The local colour of an object, let's use a lemon for example, is the colour we see in ordinary daylight, when it isn't influenced by any other instances, like shadow, reflected light or any other secondary light. Usually, an artist will first define the local colour they require, then create it by mixing it up on their palette. Next, the artist will then take some of their local colour mix, then alter it according to what they need. They can lighten or darken it with an analogous colour, more on this later, or grey it out with a complementary colour, or change the hue by using the desired colour. Analogous colours. If we look at the colour wheel and choose a specific colour, say green, the analogous colours are the two colours on either side of that specific colour. So we can see that the analogous colours of green are a yellow green and a bluey green. Artists will use these two analogous colours to either brighten or darken a local colour, rather than use white or black, because using white or black changes the tint as well as the value. Using analogous colours keeps the chroma level high and stops any dulling effect. So for this example we can say take the colour green, add yellow to it and that will lighten the green. And to darken it, add blue to the green and that will darken it. Greys and neutrals. Greys and neutrals play a massive role in colour accuracy. If we look at one of my paintings, I will use it as an example. When the chroma levels are correct, like here, the greys and neutrals have been used to stop oversaturation and keep the chroma at a realistic level. If we remove the control given by using greys and neutrals, we end up with a painting that looks very unnatural and very inaccurate. Mixing greys. Greys can either be warm with an orange tint or cool with a blue tint. Greys can be mixed by using two complementary colours together. I use blue and orange because once you've mixed a neutral grey, you can add a little of either orange to warm it or blue to cool it. The use of green. We as artists have to be mindful about our use of green. Your human eye is most sensitive to the wavelengths of yellow and green out of all of the colours. This can cause green to be overbearing when it is abundant in a painting, photograph or even on film. Artists get around this by mixing various greens from blue and yellow rather than using pure green pigments. If we look at one of my paintings that has a lot of green in it, we can see that by varying the hue, chroma and values of the green, this has resulted in all that green area not pulling your eyes away from the mouse or raspberry. Gradation. Gradation is used a lot by an artist, and it is an important skill, whether it be painting a beautiful blue sky or any transition of colour, in a blade of grass for example. A colour gradation is a smooth, gradual transition from one level to another. This can be switching from one hue to another, or from one value to another, or from one chroma level to another. Now we have reached the end of this quick art tip on the elements of colour. I hope this has helped you in understanding all the elements of colour. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share this video. Also hit that bell icon if you haven't already. I'm Sean Walker, thank you, goodbye, and take care out there.